Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Deep breaths.
Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Ready, Mikey? Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go.
I feel like my blood pressure has lowered.
There you go.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. What up? What's crack-a-lackin'? How y'all doing? I'm Mikey Famine, and that's Tim Bristol. This is the Headliners. I'm still mad. Fuck the breathing exercises. I'm pissed off as shit. It has been a shit 48 hours. I'm pissed off. How you doing, Tim?
I'm exhausted.
They don't run Tim down.
I've been moving for a month. No, I'm supposed to be closing on a house today, but because of certain things that are silly, I will not be. I'm supposed to be closing on my house today. I'm supposed to be getting my money so that I can pay for this house.
Correct.
And silly people have silly jobs, is the way I'll put this. Everything involved in the buying and selling of homes is a grift and a scam, even if it's the federal government. There are no rules. I understand why the stock market crashed and the housing market crashed in fucking 2010 now. There are no rules.
Because they just be hustling. They do literally no work. They scoot a couple of pieces of paper around. And then they just keep everything. And then pretend like they're under threat.
I don't know how some of these jobs are jobs that people do.
That's what it is, brother. It's not a job. It's just not a job. You're getting paid to do something, but it's not work.
Here's something particular that upsets me.
Yes,
so one of the things you have to do when you buy or sell a house is do a title search, right? On your house. It is someone's job. You pay them money to go to your local town hall or city hall, get the records for your house, and give them to your attorney.
Correct.
They get paid real money to do this.
For their time.
And yesterday, apparently they just did it like the other day when we paid them to do it a fucking month ago. Anyway, it came back. There was an open permit on the house that I'm selling for solar panels. Now, we never purchased solar panels. We never signed a contract for solar panels. We never fucking let a guy in the door who was talking about solar panels. But apparently, because we talked to someone out, like the people who knock on my door, I don't talk to them in my house. I don't let them into my house.
No, we can talk out here with the mosquitoes and the flies. You ain't coming in here.
But apparently, the one time I talked to a fucking solar guy, by the way, Tesla Solar.
Where's my damn soundboard? Fuck the echo. I need to hear it from me.
Tesla Solar. And we talked to him about possibly getting solar. Now I'm hearing myself three times.
Well, you're going to hear this.
I love Tesla.
Worth it.
And so we we don't really want solar. We just put a new roof on the house and all that shit. And he went away. Apparently, he thought he was coming back because he opened a fucking permit on our house for solar panels. And apparently anyone can just go do that.
I'm about to go do it to your new house.
I already got solar panels on the new house.
Damn it. My day is just getting worse.
we couldn't close on our house because there was an open permit for solar panels that no one ever asked for. So we had to go to town hall, and they had to bring up a satellite image of our house with no solar panels just to prove that we never put fucking solar panels on the house. That's the kind of bullshit that I've had to deal with.
It's not right.
It's nonsense.
It's not right.
I'm gonna start a title search company because apparently it's the easiest fucking job in the world.
Greg with the $2. Liberal echo chamber. Okay, I'll turn it off then. Okay, good one. You have shamed me into compliance. Fine, I'll do what you say.
Really, it's StreamYard's problem. I don't know what the deal is.
And it was literally working for a month, and we were able to have the soundboard, and everything was fucking great. And now, nothing. We can't have any fun.
No, we can't have any. No, we can't have our soundboards unless we want to hear each other echo.
Do you have the echo cancellation on your side?
I do. Echo cancellation's on, and I turned off the automatic mic adjustment because I hate that shit.
I wonder. So I turned mine back on because usually I don't like it because it cuts out your voice. Will that stop our echo?
Maybe.
Let's
turn it off.
How about
now? I can't hear it.
You cannot?
I can't hear an echo.
But you can't hear this?
I love Tesla.
Yes, I can hear that.
We're back, baby! Let's go!
The echo cancellation causes the echo? What? StreamYard, get your shit together.
Get it together, brother. Because y'all are over here wild. All right, we're back. We back in this bitch. All right, I'll take that as a win today. All right. Who's ready for me to get mad?
Los Angeles official.
Shut the fuck up, Jake Tapper. Who's ready for me to get mad today? Good. You're in for a goddamn treat.
Pissed off at Jake Tapper. What did Jake Tapper do?
Oh, we're gonna watch this whole fucking 10-minute segment. We're gonna watch the whole fucking thing.
All right.
Because I want everybody to look at me. Look at me. I am the captain. No. I need y'all to know when you're being lied to, right? Like, you need to know when people are bootlicking, when people are terrified of the forces that be, when they are afraid to do their job as a journalist, but instead they're going to play, well, let's just see what he does. Let's just see what he does. Y'all let me know if I'm overreacting. I want to pee on Jake Tapper's car because I don't want to make threats on the internet. But peeing on his car would be very, very inconvenient for him. I would like to fill his car with popcorn. And that's going to go in the vents. That's going to get everywhere. I would like to do that to him. Let's listen.
Officials just announced new charges stemming from protests that turned violent. Protest against ICE raids. There with us now, Dr. Phil McGraw.
Protest that turned. We already starting off. Because, like, at this point, as soon as he said this, I'm like, whoa, Jakey Poo. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you... Violent? Who the hell got beat up? They beat up an ICE agent?
Nope.
Is that what you're saying?
Nope.
I didn't see nobody get carried away on no stretchers.
Oh,
I saw some people throwing rocks at cars.
I love on Tuesday we were talking with Brenna. And they were, the fact that they lured those annoying ass automatic cars into the protest area just to burn them.
The Waymo cars.
They called them over just to burn them.
Take that, Waymo.
Yeah, you bitch. John C. with the 10 British pounds. Mikey and Tim, you're amongst the best in the U.S. Thank you. Hi, from West Country. West Country, UK.
Can we come live with you?
Do you have space? We don't need much. All right, let me say hello to everybody. Let me not take it out on the people I love the most. You know what I'm saying? It's not their fault. Gina, McKinnon, Billy, Kevin, look at the trees. Kay, Greg, Zero, shut up. Jared Wallace. Vic Stricker.
Who's that?
A hot guy. Chris C. John C. And we're caught up. I don't want to take it out on y'all. I don't want to take it out on y'all. It's not y'all's fault. It's not your fault. All right. Tap the chiseler. Let's do this.
He's the host of Dr. Phil Primetime on Merit.
Oh my motherfucking God.
Why?
Ugh.
Why put Dr. Phil on the air?
Is he a psychologist? He's a psychologist, right?
Yeah.
He's a medical doctor. He's not a dentist. He doesn't know any history. He just knows how people feel.
Hold on. A quick wiki search will determine what kind of doctor he is.
Kay's first thing, forehead.
He has a PhD in clinical psychology,
which gives him an expert rating when it comes to ice rage. Let's listen in.
TV, and he was in the Los Angeles ICE headquarters on Friday when those raids kicked off, and he also interviewed Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, both Thursday and Saturday.
That's his fucking butt buddy. They share a double-sided dildo every other Thursday.
In Los Angeles, so he has a unique view into all this. Dr. Phil, thanks so much for joining us. Your crews captured some footage from raids over the weekend. You were not embedded with agents, though, we should note.
He's not a psychologist. It's an honorary PhD from Oprah.
No.
Gina, calm down.
He got it. He got his degree from the University of Tulsa.
PragerU.
Oh. No, he actually got that degree from North Texas State University. Sorry.
Oh,
he's been all over though.
He's Phil Walker, by the way.
Phil Walker.
Gina said, "I'd rather gut Phil than Dr. Phil." Hey,
Yeah, listen, I can find a clip.
Easy, Tim will find it. You know what? I need a bomb. Woo!
What did you learn about these raids as you were covering them behind the scenes?
Yeah, what'd you learn?
Well, Jake, thanks for asking, and thanks for the coverage you guys are doing. Listen, I found out some things that I think were knowable, and I think some people are reporting and some are not. First off, this was a multi-agency operation. This wasn't just an ICE operation.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
The particular operation, I think, that has drawn all the attention did involve different agencies.
Was ICE one of them, you fucking bald shit? Then they're protesting ICE, dumbass.
The ICE was there, U.S. Marshals was there, FBI, the IRS was actually involved in this, ATF was there. Not all of the agencies were
Zero, you better shut the fuck up or you're living with Dr. Phil.
Involved in every operation that went on, but there were multiple agencies involved.
Oh, he's Phil McGraw, not Phil Walker. What the fuck am I talking about?
Oh yeah, Dr.
McGraw. I'm Dr.
Philip,
McGraw.
Philip Calvin McGraw. That's his name. Philip Calvin McGraw.
Hey, Calvin, shut your dumb ass up, yo. I'm calling him Calvin for the rest of my life. His name will never be Dr. Phil. His name will be Calvin.
And this was pursuant to a search warrant. And you know that.
Get him, Gina. Don't let him abuse you. Don't let him treat you any kind of way.
In order to get a search warrant, you have to present a lot of evidence to a federal judge who has to find probable cause.
That's a lie. You don't need a lot of evidence. You need some credible evidence.
Yeah.
To issue a search warrant, and that was done for a particular company that was alleged or suspected to be involved in criminal behavior. They were alleged to have.
And look at Jake's stupid ass over here, like, looking like fucking Tucker.
Undervalued their imports,
But will you throw the tennis ball? Labrador looking ass.
like $80 million, underpaid tariffs, $17 million, which involved the IRS. So when the raid took place, there were a lot of records seized, and they went in and audited the workforce. And I think 40 people were arrested at two different sites for the company at that point. Because
now let's listen to him detail which 40 people inside that building got arrested.
They were illegal, and there were criminals included in that group. So it wasn't just an ICE raid. There were other agencies involved, and nobody seems to talk about that very much, although that information is available.
You want to know why?
We do not care.
It doesn't fucking matter, you dumb bitch, Calvin. God damn, you're stupid.
Calvin.
Well, we actually went in there with the IRS, the ATF, and the NBC, and we determined that they were underpaying the migrants. So that's why the IRS was there because of the You are a big fucking stack of shit. You're just a big dumb stack that walks and talks and washes itself. It's the strangest thing. I've never seen shit walk around talking like I see this dumb bitch Calvin over here. Motherfucker. Like, you did not have a search warrant to send seamstresses back to a country. Who knows what country? We'll just fucking hit the pop-o-matic fucking dice in the middle of the fucking game board and we'll see where the fuck these people are sent. This is whitewashing. This is sane washing. What they did was disgusting and completely unnecessary. And for him to sit up here with 30, 40 years of TV experience and act like, well, taxes, ATF, IRS. This is the danger of fascism. This is what it looks like.
Yeah, it's
Seemingly normal people saying wild, disgusting, evil shit with a straight face and getting away with it. Not today, bitch. Not today, Calvin.
there's no way that anyone's ever getting deported over taxes.
That's why they were there, Tim, because they had all the evidence that these people weren't paying their taxes.
That couldn't possibly
That's
possibly
crazy.
be the correct thing. Like,
That's crazy.
that's the IRS. The IRS has like a 4-year backlog on audits.
Yeah.
So how did they fucking know, right?
It was 100% a legitimate audit. They didn't just go to where all the fucking brown people were.
Yeah. Also, nobody fucking gets deported over an audit. No one good.
Well,
People
I
barely go
mean-
to jail over an audit.
Ask Trump.
Ask Trump. Ask any rich person who's ever been audited, and the IRS was like, "Oh yeah, well your tax records don't match your records." So what are we going to do about this? And then they pay an amount of money that's way less than the amount of money that they owed. They don't even have the resources to go after those people anymore.
He's firing everybody in the IRS. So what the fuck? But go ahead, Calvin.
And there were other sites that they went to as well, but I was apprised of that going in because we have looked at this, and people say, why are you focused on this? Well, listen, my focus from the beginning has
Phil, Calvin.
Yeah.
Why
Phil.
the fuck is this goddamn TV host riding along for fucking unconstitutional raids by the federal government on businesses in the city?
Yeah,
Why?
McGraw.
Yeah, Calvin McGraw.
been to talk about things that matter to people who care, and that has shifted from pure.
I want to talk about things that matter to people who care. That might work with the fucking soccer moms, but you're a bitch,
Yeah.
is what it is. Use a bitch. Use a bootlicking bitch. Fuck you, Calvin.
About things that matter to people who care. And that has shifted from pure psychological to the more psychosocial issues. People have become much more aware of what's going on. And my viewers tell me what they want to hear about. And
Only reason I'm doing this is because they want me to be here, y'all.
Who are his viewers? What channel is he on?
That's a good question.
Oh, we got a super chat.
Oh, go ahead.
John C, £10 super chat. Tim Bristol, I live near Bristol, England. You guys are the best and help keep my perspective and sanity. America sneezes and the world catches a cold, etc. Smiley face.
Thank you, John. For the British pounds. I'm gonna try to reel it in. Should I reel it in or should I keep going? I think my heart's okay. I'm in a good spot. My health feels
through
okay. I feel like I could just keep going through this and it's not gonna have like a long-term effect. I think I can. What I'm saying is I think I got a few more rounds in me. Let's get this ass.
Okay.
Ah, shit, wrong button.
This immigration has become a really big issue with people. It's one of the top 2 issues that Americans tell us they're concerned about.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And-
It was one of the reasons
yeah,
why
no,
President
absolutely.
Trump was
Yeah,
elected
yeah, yeah.
because
Oh, you found something to say, huh, Jake? Huh? You finally.
Well, that's why he won the election. I just want to put that out there. That's why he won. That's why my real dad won. My real dad won the election.
You fucking ball sucker, dude. What is up, Jake? What happened? You scared, dude? Are you fucking scared of Trump?
Why is Dr. Phil on Jake Tapper's show anyway?
They're both scared.
Like, why? What is the point of this?
Yeah. What is this?
What? It obviously Dr. Phil is sowing fear and trying to scare the shit out of people. What the is Jake? Why is Jake Tapper platforming him?
He's not going to platform him, Tim. He's going to give him the old reach around.
Tell us they're concerned about.
yeah, no, absolutely.
And,
It was one of the reasons why President Trump was elected, because of the perception
The
and
rusty
reality
trombone.
of an
Why?
open border.
An open border, you hear
Yeah,
that?
and the thing that really puzzles me in
What?
looking at this is
What?
This is
What?
Jake Tapper, independent journalist, y'all.
Am I watching Fox News?
It's over, bro. We are officially mainstream media because these motherfuckers refuse to be journalists. They can't do it no more. They gave up. They scared.
Why? I don't get it. I don't understand.
Look,
I'm wondering, they're attacking agents on the street, FBI agents, police.
you got any video of that, dickhead?
Yeah, let's roll the clip. Where is it?
Play it. You guys gonna play the clip where violence took place, violent protesters, and they beat up ICE? You got some footage of that?
ICE agents, they didn't pass these laws. These laws were passed, as you know, in the legislature by the officials that these people elected. Why are they not on Capitol Hill protesting there? If they want to change the law. But laws are not suggested.
These ICE raids are illegal. Dumb motherfucker, Calvin. Calvin, you said, motherfucker, get off my goddamn screen so I can fucking properly rant. Calvin, you said they're enforcing the law. If you don't like the law, call Congress. Hey, dumb shit. They're already against the law and you are supporting it. That's the fucking problem. You have a fucking doctorate from Northwest Eastern Southern Texas Tech. Did they fucking teach you how to fucking read there, Calvin? Did you learn your letters, your ABCs, 1, 2, 3s? I'm doing it with my 2-year-old, Calvin. If you'd like to sit in on a fucking few lessons. Like, this is baffling that these dumb shits get paid all this money. And here's our little show. You know, we pay out of pocket for this. We get super chats that goes towards the bill. We do our thing to make sure the people are knowledgeable. You're getting paid all the fucking money in the world and you didn't even look up what the goddamn law says? Do you understand that sanctuary cities and sanctuary states are not committing any federal crimes because they have a state or a city ordinance that prohibits them from assisting ICE? Because ICE is made up. ICE did not exist before 9/11. It's not a storied institution that's been with us since the dinosaurs. We literally made that shit up on a xenophobic fucking power trip, just like the Patriot Act. Like, he's so fucking dense. It's either he's fucking dense or he's a dirty fucking Nazi like the rest of these fucking Nazis. So which is it, Phil? Are you a numpty or are you a fucking Nazi?
I honestly think that Calvin over here is just looking for views. He's looking for money. He's an enabler.
Unbelievable.
Questions, and they're not optional. They have to. You're either going to enforce them or you're not.
Yeah. Let me ask you.
Unless you have a fucking city or state ordinance saying you don't have to fucking cooperate and you don't have to help. But you know that if you fucking read one fucking page about sanctuary cities, you dumb motherfucker talking about go to Congress.
Obviously, there are a lot of violent criminals being picked up in these raids.
Got any evidence? Please present it. If you don't mind, Jake Tapper, please present the evidence.
There are some stories out there, you see them in the press, about ICE arresting undocumented migrants who otherwise have clean records, moms and dads, college kids, et cetera. California Republican Congressman David Valadao tweeted yesterday, quote, "I remain concerned about ongoing ICE operations throughout California and will continue my conversations with the administration, urging them to prioritize the removal of known criminals over the hardworking people who have lived peacefully in the valley for years," unquote. And we had a different Republican congressman on the show yesterday, Gonzalez of Texas, who said something similar, focus on the violent criminals. That's what everybody wants. What are your thoughts on that, having seen a number of these ICE raids?
This is the question from CNN. Go ahead, sorry.
Once again, what is the purpose of this fucking interview? What is going on here? I feel like I'm watching fucking Fox News. Why is he fucking glad handing Dr. Phil and been throwing him softball questions instead of why the fuck are you there? Why are you embedded with ICE, you fucking lunatic? And what is your fucking purpose for doing this? This is not journalism. This is not.
Nope.
This is just fucking money on both ends. CNN's looking for money, and Dr. Phil's looking for money, and Jake Tapper is happy to platform people as long as he gets views.
Well, we're gonna go for that Fox News crowd, okay?
It doesn't work that way.
Nope. Because they're still going to call him gay. You know what I mean? Like at the end of it all.
Having seen a number of these ICE raids from the inside.
Well, I've talked to President Trump about this and Tom Homan extensively, and they have three priorities. Number one was to close the border, and I think they have effectively done that. Number two was...
Bro, don't nobody want to come here because we're all about to starve to death because you're ruining the economy. Is that your plan? Oh, no, we'll make it so unattractive here that no one will want to come. Fucking...
was the worst first. To take the violent criminals, the gang members, MS-13, Tren de Agua, to get these violent criminals off the streets. And I don't think anybody wants those criminals on the street. And listen.
Hey, dumbass, citizens can be part of gangs.
Yeah, I mean, horrible question to ask, but they're gonna deport citizens, right? They're gonna deport citizens. They already have.
You and you know what's crazy? Where are you sending a citizen to with your dumb ass?
El Salvador. Prisons.
I've seen that they target these individuals. They're not going and doing just random sweeps.
Oh, but they are.
They target these individuals.
Why are they going door to door to door to door to door?
Yeah,
making everybody produce their fucking papers until people got on Facebook and said, "Hey, don't answer the door."
They need a warrant. Fire moment right there.
I mean, it's literally the opposite of the fucking truth, brother. You are saying the opposite of the truth. In front of how many views this bullshit have? 130,000 in 17 hours. Oh, their fucking numbers are shit.
Yeah, that's shitty.
Dude, I've seen the fucking Street Fighter 6 character reveal got fucking 10 million. Y'all don't get nothing. Just lying. Just misrepresenting the truth and intentionally lying to fucking people. Unbelievable.
Individuals. Now, when they go in to find these people in an apartment building or some area where there are a lot of others around, they're going to check
Yeah, like Home Depot,
Yeah.
where all the
Lowe's.
dangerous people are.
who's around. If they go into an apartment, there's 8 people in there, and the target is in there, the dangerous criminal with the violent history. They're going to check who they're with.
And do you have a right to do that?
They don't.
They don't have to fucking talk to you. This is
There's an-
America, dumbass.
There's literally an amendment. There's several amendments.
It's the 4th fucking amendment, dude. You didn't even have to read the whole list. It's number 4. God damn, secure in your persons and papers and effects. They can't
Illegal
just
search
walk
and
up.
seizure.
They can't just walk up and say, "Give me your walking papers."
Nah, that's fucking Gestapo shit.
That's Nazi shit. So what the fuck are you talking about, Phil? They can't find one violent gang member in a town and say, "All right, everybody bend over and cough." What the fuck is wrong with you? How am I fucking not even 40 and I'm the only one apparently that remembers what the country used to be fucking 2 years ago? Like, what is wrong with this dude? Fucking brain damage.
And if those people are illegal, they're not going to turn a blind eye to that. They're going to take those people into custody as well. And
so then you are taking the grandmas.
Right, then you're taking everyone.
So
You
then
can't be
the
like-
fucking first half of what you said means fucking nothing.
You can't say we're just going after the violent criminals and be like, oh yeah, but if there's other people around, we're gonna take them too.
Anybody else who's Mexican or Hispanic looking, we'll grab them
Any
too.
of the brown people, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh, are you Haitian? What the fuck?
there's the third prong that they're focused on is finding the missing children. There are
Now they care about kids.
Nah, they don't care about kids. They care
Now
about deporting
it's-
kids.
Now they care about kids. Oh, thank the motherfucking Lord above. Thank fucking God. Calvin Calvin want to save the children. Here, I got something for you. Here we go.
Won't somebody please think of the children?
Thank God Calvin came around to think of all the little brown kids who he has never given a shit about one day in his fucking life. And to fucking use the kids as fucking pawns, as, I don't know, human shields for your Nazi Gestapo campaign. Fuck you, Calvin. Fuck you very much. What a fucking piece of shit. Absolute garbage. That's like, I mean, as if all lives matter wasn't like insulting enough. And also the missing kids, really looking for all the, you mean the people whose fucking family you separated and then you gave them all to Betsy DeVos and we can't find them now? Is that what
Yeah.
you're talking about in the
Yeah.
first administration? When you were separating families and giving the fucking kids to Betsy DeVos's fucking program and no one knows where they are now? They're all in their teens now? That's your people, Phil. Calvin. That's your people. Fucking human traffickers. Eugenicists and fucking human traffickers. And you got the nerve to sit up there with your bald head and your walrus mustache and your elf ears. And you want to act like you give a shit about brown kids. Fuck you, Calvin.
are over 300
Oh, we got a super chat. Super chat.
Oh, $5 from Kay. Even before ICE existed, regular pigs have been getting away with this in black and brown communities for decades. War on drugs and the war on gangs. Correct.
Yep.
This is all
Yep.
that 1990s like super predator shit.
Yep.
This is all Clinton and Reagan.
Yep. Reagan or Nancy Reagan handed it off to Hillary.
Yeah.
And then it became the war on drugs began, and then the super predators. No morals, no conscience. Look at these two yahoos, these two geese's asses sitting up here on stage, lying their short micro penises off.
1,000 estimated 300,000 children that have just fallen through the cracks and gone missing once
Never mind the 300,000 kids that you and your buddies let Elon kill.
they cross the border. And some of them have found their way to families, but others.
Yeah, Betsy DeVos is fucking arranged shit. Like everything that he's saying is accurate, but he's couching the language. And if you haven't been watching this shit for a decade, it might slip past you. That's exactly, he's talking about Betsy DeVos's fucking organization. That's what he's talking about.
Border. And some of them have found their way to families, but others have been pushed into prostitution and forced labor, and they need to be rescued.
Then release the Epstein's list. Let's find them, huh? Let's check the flight logs.
And when they're rescued, they need help. They need services, medical, psychological, sociological.
All that's been cut, dumbass.
To help them recover from the trauma and then reunited with their families. Those are their three top.
If
What is he
Jake Tapper, if Jake Tapper was any kind of journalism, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, who separated those kids from their families?" That's all he has to ask. Instead of sitting there with a stupid look on his face, he could just be like, "Hey, who did that? Who was the one that did the Kids in Cages program first?"
Priorities.
So on Saturday, you interviewed Tom Homan, and you were nice enough to let us use a clip. Let's play that clip now.
Do you put agents' lives in danger if you come in and inform the mayor of what you're getting ready to do?
Absolutely.
Huh?
Look at this two thumb toes talking to each other.
This dude is a fucking ghoul.
Like he has a fucking mush mouth. Like, are you kidding me?
This guy is a fucking fascist ghoul.
Oh,
Where
did
did
you
he come from?
Did you see which network Dr. Calvin's on now?
The Merit TV.
Merit TV
Merit
is the network
TV.
that his show is on now. Merit TV.
Let's find out.
Come
A
in and
digital
inform-
multicast television streaming service owned by Merit Street Media, a company founded by Dr. Calvin. It's on his network.
Dirty bitch.
Inform the mayor of what you're getting ready to do.
Absolutely. You know, these surprise operations is about officer safety. It's about community safety. You know, especially as you said in sanctuary cities, someone's going to be laying in wait, and terrible things will happen. It's a matter of time.
I can't even understand what, like, he sounds
What
like,
is he talking
you know,
about?
you know who he sounds like? What's the motherfucker from fucking Bob's Burgers? The big fat dumb motherfucker?
Yeah.
Him. That's him. That's him. Him. That's him. Like, is the way that you're carrying out these illegal raids dangerous?
Oh, absolutely. It's dangerous. Something bad's going to happen.
Yeah. You should try following the law. It keeps us all safe.
Hey, Mikey, you want to know some other media personalities that are on Merit TV?
I can guess. Give
All
me
right.
first letter. Give me first letter. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. First
The
letter.
first letter, C.
Fuck. Chris.
Nope.
Carl.
Nope. I'll give you one more.
Chat, help me. Chat, Google
It's
it and
a-
help me.
It's a foe of
Candace
ours.
Owens. Candace Owens.
Nope. It's
Damn!
Cenk Uygur.
No fucking way.
Yeah, he's been on Merit TV on Moving America Forward. He's also been accompanied by such greats as RFK Jr., Tom
Oh.
Homan,
My
Stephen A. Smith. So these are interviews that Dr. Phil has done with these people. He interviewed Stephen A. Smith. He interviewed Cenk Uygur.
attention whores.
He interviewed Elon. Like these are the people
horse.
that go on this network.
Yeah. Unfucking real.
He had a town hall. He had a town hall with Cenk Uygur.
Unbelievable. Well, that just goes to show you last two journalists living right here, baby.
You know, these surprise operations is about officer safety. It's about community safety. You know, especially as you said, in sanctuary cities, someone's going to be laying in wait, and terrible things will happen. It's a matter of time.
I like how they're just like cutting this together to make it sound, you know what I mean? Like, this is CNN. CNN could have just been like, no, I'll take the whole clip. Thank you. No, but they're going to take the sliced and diced up shit.
I really don't understand why CNN is going through the trouble of fucking doing this.
It's not going to work.
Before one of our law enforcement officers take a life, or these radicals kill an officer.
Los Angeles.
Two rocks is the evidence y'all have.
Did he just say it's only a matter of time before an ICE agent kills somebody?
Yeah.
With like no reverence, just offhandedly. It's only a matter of time.
This is how they desensitize the masses. Like, oh yeah, I remember Dr. Phil said something about that over on CNN actually. That yeah, sometimes people might die. Yeah, that's it. And you gonna let them take this, Jake? You gonna let them put that straight up propaganda on your show, on your airwaves during your time slot? You gonna allow it?
Angeles Mayor Karen Bass says that not having a heads up makes it difficult to plan for law enforcement, for LAPD to plan for protests that pop up in response.
The LAPD, known for being civil.
The raids. I'm not sure if you've had a chance yet to, and then this is obviously an ongoing story. I'm not sure if you've had a chance to talk to Mayor Bass or Governor Newsom.
I'm sorry, Jake. Did you say anything about the video clip?
Yeah. He didn't say nothing.
To get their sense of the overall safety implications as
just played without rebuttal.
These protests continue.
Well, one thing I am bothered about is, listen, I've known Karen Bass for a long time, and I think she is a very nice person. I know her well, and I think her heart's in the right place on most things, most of the time. I'm not.
You don't have to patronize somebody who has a real job.
Comfortable with the things I've heard her say since this took place. I spent an hour with Governor Newsom a week ago, Monday, I believe it was, talking with him. Both.
You're not an elected official, dumb fuck.
Yeah,
who the fuck needs to talk to you? You're just a fucking, like, who the fuck do you think you are, Calvin? You're just fucking Oprah's pet. Okay?
Oh, no, wait. He has a position in government, I think.
He better not. He better not.
Both of them have made it clear that they don't support what's going on here. If you tell them ahead of time, what are they going to do? They talk about the network of people sending out information, alerting people that ICE is in the neighborhood, where to go, how to hide, how to do different things that make their operation more dangerous, alerting people that they're coming.
How can we violate their Fifth Amendment and their Fourth Amendment if you let them know we're coming?
I'm sorry, that was Dr. Oz, who's been given a position in government.
The other Oprah pet.
Yeah.
Hey, Phil, did they have a copy of the fucking Constitution at Southeastern Northwestern Texas Tech? Did you have one Constitution to fucking read?
Or maybe
you don't have a right to fucking do this, dude. That's the fucking problem. This whole premise that you're basing your fucking next segment on is illegal. It's unconstitutional. And well, they just gonna have to listen to what this fucking weird thumb is talking about. No, dick. You can get do you want the Constitution in Espanol? Parlez-vous français? You want it in Japanese? You want some kanji? Katakana? What do you need it in? Braille? Shit.
Can you tell them what you're going to do if they're not going to be supportive of it? These are two elected.
They are following the law, fuckhead. Remember the law following piece? They're following their laws, so they don't have to fucking help you. You are so stupid, man. How did you get so dumb? How? Who did this to you?
What you're going to do if they're not going to be supportive of it. These are two elected officials that took an oath to support the Constitution and to enforce.
Read it.
Yeah, fucking read the. You can't just use the Constitution like it's a blank slate. It has words that mean things.
Definitions, even.
It's a set of laws, perhaps.
A founding document, some might call it.
the laws. But yet they don't seem, initially at least, to be doing that. I think
A social contract, if you will.
Around now, but they weren't doing that initially. And if they're not going to put their heart into this, how do you do it? Listen, Jake, nobody questions the humanity of most of the people that have come across the border.
What a fucking, this is what happens when you talk to old women and people who pay you a lot of money all the time. You can't just wave your hand, say a platitude, and motherfuckers are just supposed to be, oh, his cutting jawline. I'm swooning. This ain't working, dog. Who the hell you think you just gonna Jedi mind trick me into believing your lie? All right, let's try it again. Fakey one Kenobi.
Questions the humanity of most of the people that have come across the border. Most of the people, at least in my experience and what I've seen, are not criminals. They're not dangerous, vicious, violent criminals. They are moms and dads. The Hispanic population historically is very family oriented. They're very church oriented. They're very family oriented. Nobody questions the humanity of most of the people that have come across the border.
Then why are you arresting them? Then
So
why are you arresting them?
So why are you violating their rights?
Yeah, if you don't, if we're just picking them up off the streets, guys, we don't know who we're gonna get. It could be a gang member. It could be a nun. You never know. You never know.
I mean, the only way we can find all the criminals is if we arrest all the people without criminal records.
I just want to point out for Dr. Phil, for Calvin over here, that the Fourth Amendment states the right of people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable search and seizure shall not be violated, and no warrant should be issued but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Do these people have fucking warrants?
No, you were in the same building as the other undocumented person that I was looking for. So I get to go through all of everybody in the entire building shit. Sorry, the Constitution does not fucking say that, dude.
Yeah. And once again, it does not say citizen.
No,
it says
doesn't. Person. And we agree that they're people, right?
Mostly,
we don't
I
doubt the
guess.
humanity. So they're humans, but not people? Like, what's the fucking distinction you're making? Again, at North, South, East, West Tech, did they have a fucking Constitution? And did you read it, Calvin?
Sorry, it's Texas, Mikey. They have the 10 Commandments, not the Bill of Rights.
Jesus Christ. I think it's a commandment too, probably.
Humanity of most of the people that have come across the border, that doesn't make them immune from the law. The law is not optional. It's not a suggestion. You either enforce.
So then why won't the fucking Trump administration follow the fucking law?
Enforce it or you don't. And if you don't like the law and if it's flawed, change it. Those protests.
They did already. It's called an
it.
amendment. It was done already.
Just need to be on Capitol Hill. You don't need to be vilifying the officers on the street, the ICE agents, and throwing rocks at their heads. Do you think anybody?
Where's the evidence?
Yeah. Show me the clip of the ICE agents being assaulted.
Let's see it.
Anybody ask a
Picture
single
didn't
ICE
happen.
agent, do you think?
Because they got pictures and video of everything else. Why aren't we seeing the body cam footage of someone being like, Mexico forever, and then uppercuts them? Where's that footage at?
He got Hadoukened.
Yeah. Sure, you can.
I think this is a good law. 48% of the border agents are Hispanic. They don't get a vote about this stuff. If they don't like it, change it. And
So you don't care that these brown people have to go break the law against other brown people. They're my pawns, dog.
Man,
They're my pawns. My pawns should be safe from prosecution and harassment.
didn't Rage Against the Machine write a song about this?
Yo, we need to have a whole episode. Maybe we'll do a Patreon one because it'll probably get copyrighted like to bejesus. But then sometimes music gets blocked, so then like people in the UK can't watch it at all. So I'm very scared of stuff like that. But yes, so many different songs that I grew up listening to have become prophecy, like Oberman style. Like it's just like, oh my! I got a Lupe Fiasco song for you guys that is spectacular. Maybe I'll do that today. I think I got bit by something.
Don't die.
What what kind of mosquito bites me in my tattoo?
The one that likes the ink.
In the ink. Like, dude, do not drink my ink out of my fucking tattoo. I want that to stay there for a little while longer.
I think a lot of it probably needs to be changed. But while it's the law, it's distinctly non-optional.
Dr. Phil McGraw, thanks so much for talking with us today. Really.
God, fuck off, Jake Tapper.
Jake Tapper is dead to me.
Dr. Phil.
Jake Tapper is dead to me.
God damn.
I gotta see if I can find it now. Do you want to play a clip?
Yeah, I'll play a clip.
Oh, here. I found it. Found it. You're everyone's politics bay aside from me. Dig this shirt.
What, Hassan's not your politics bay?
No, I'm everyone's politics bay.
Oh, I see.
But
Are
if
you Hassan's politics bay?
Oh, he probably is in love with me. Absolutely. He's like, oh shit, Mike, you went live. Oh! Here we go.
Where is the clip? I can't believe Aaron Burnett actually literally.
Our Aaron Burnett.
Aaron Burnett.
This one.
Bill Poole is a shame. He's shameful.
That Aaron Burnett. Yes. I almost applied for Sosa, but I got scared. Sosa is his writing collective where people send raps to each other and they I got scared. I got intimidated. But our favorite. Here's a tweet. Watch as reality is manufactured live on at CNN. At Aaron Burnett just blatantly lied about protesters in LA using police's own ammunition fired at protesters. She stated that the protesters were actually firing 40-millimeter foam baton rounds at the police.
Oh, that's a big Nerf gun.
The protesters bought these to have Come on, man.
Literally said these were actually tossed by protesters at the media.
What people in the crowd have been firing at the ground. Those caused some of the explosions.
What?
Like a foam thing. You can smell the explosive on it. That causes the police to immediately respond.
That is just made like she's literally lying. That is the shell of the 40-millimeter rounds that they're firing into the crowds. It is insane. Ironically enough, the very same people that she's defending here ended up detaining another CNN journalist later that night. Once again, the media is so predisposed with defending the police that if she was fired upon by those things that she's pointing to, that means the cops fired it at her. But she can't say that because in her mind, it's like, no, the police are good here. Their presence are good. They're a force for good. So even when she's being fired upon by the cops, she's like, yeah, these other protesters have been doing it. Clinton News Network, dude. CNN, fake news.
I mean, the protesters are now using non-lethal rounds against the cops and the press.
Man.
I mean, I'm not officially a journalist. Or maybe the guy holding that weapon did it.
Yeah. Maybe the guy with the fucking huge canister gun
the t-shirt cannon de la muerte. Perhaps it was him.
Throwing
Where did the hell did
shooting
this
the
come
smoke
from?
grenade rounds, right?
Yeah. Maybe it was the guy who literally has a smoking barrel, as in the case with the Australian lady. And we pull
Right.
that clip back up.
No, that clip is crazy. And they're like, oh, yeah, he was just, she was just in the
Crossfire.
crossfire. But the dude literally, if you see the whole video, he pointed
Oh, yeah.
and he was like, ooh, I'm going to get her.
After hours of standing off, this situation has now rapidly deteriorated. The LAPD moving in on horse.
The fucking LAPD, man.
So there's this guy. Is my thing showing up? Yeah.
Yep.
So there's this guy. I think it's
No,
him.
he's not on camera right now.
Back,
He's off to the left a little bit. You'll see him.
No, it's him. Oh, no, it's him. It's him.
Yeah.
This is our
Yeah.
guy.
He's just like, oh, yeah. Bam.
I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look, there's no one even near him. He's got like a full body length over to his left. The curb is completely open. No one's trying to get past him. She's doing a report. No one's pushing the line back.
them on through the heart of LA.
You just shot the like he just turned around.
He was like, I'm bored.
That's exactly what it is. Look at this man. Can I get it? There you go. There you go. I think it was that guy.
I think it was that guy.
I think it was this guy right here. I think it's him. You just shot the.
You okay?
But don't believe your lying eyes.
Lying again. What's actually wild about this isn't even the fact that like she's.
I need to get my camera set up so that the dog's in there.
Yeah, he's got like a good thing going on there. He's got the dog in the background.
Lots of trinkets.
Yeah. Writers Guild
Lying at
sign
the
on
back.
there.
So the cops, but she's also dropped even.
It is kind of hilarious that he has a cardboard cutout of Obama with the Queen, and then Bernie sitting right next to him with the gloves or the mittens. Fucking Bernie out there with a COVID mask and some mittens. Dude, I want that on my tombstone.
Even self-preservation at this point. Like she's not saying don't believe your lying eyes. She's saying don't believe my lying eyes. I cannot believe she said that. Yeah, I watched the LAPD shoot these directly at the protesters and saw multiple protesters wounded by them. 0 protesters were shooting rubber bullets at the police.
Like, what are we saying right now?
Yeah.
CNN, what the fuck is going on over there?
Nah, CNN is washed.
They're
They're
cooked,
washed.
brother.
The
They're
notion
done.
that they're like actually using these and the grenade launchers, like the protesters are using these and the grenade launchers, is pure and utter fantasy. I was watching you and some other news sources at the same time yesterday, literally as you and others were being shot at in the crowd. The other news sources saying the troops are pushing forward so far. No shots have been fired at the exact same time that you were getting shot at. Yeah. Here, this is the CNN reporter that they detained.
CNN? It's time to escalate.
Wait, what's
Yeah, we were making fun of this dude with his fucking. I was like, boy's got 2 weapons of mass destruction. He gonna have to put some sleeves on them guns, boy. Them cannons.
All right, Mikey, I got a video for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
Let's see. Let's start with the weird shit. Oh, why does it always go to you? Get out of here.
You have to click it. Yeah.
There we go.
Oh my god. Let me hold on. Where my paper?
Oh, let's see. Does this work now?
No.
Did you hear it?
No.
God damn it. All right, anyway.
We fixed one thing.
Yeah.
Of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, posted a bleak video on social media warning of a nuclear holocaust. The 3-minute video includes imagery of atomic blasts and simulations of American cities and landmarks like the Golden Gate Bridge being destroyed. Gabbard blames the political elite for pushing the world's superpowers into a global war.
This isn't some made-up science fiction story. This is the reality of what's at stake, what we are facing now. Because as we stand here today, closer to the brink of nuclear annihilation, than ever before. Political elite and warmongers.
Hold on. So now Doomsday Lady wants to come out of the fucking woodwork. Are you kidding me? God damn it. Is anyone else going to be fucking bad at their job? Please let us know right now. If anyone else sucks at their job, please just go ahead and go crazy. All you crazy just fucking fail simultaneously, please.
This is like the most mask off fear-mongering nonsense.
Oh my God.
Are carelessly fomenting fear and tensions between nuclear powers. Perhaps it's because they are confident that they will have access to nuclear shelters for themselves and for their families.
Time to get a bomb shelter.
Oh my God. Bitch, you're from Hawaii. Shut up.
How much is it for one of those survival kits?
I will fall out it. It'll be fine.
That regular people won't have access to.
Jonathan Lemire, what's the backstory here?
She is Director of National Intelligence.
And you're telling everybody the nukes are coming.
Yes.
What the fuck is wrong with these people?
I don't know.
So she went to Hiroshima recently, and that's what she says is why she's posting this.
We did that.
We're the only ones that did that. It's us. We're the problem.
We are the
here.
only people who have dropped nukes on anyone. Us.
She went to Hiroshima, which, and she thought that after going to Hiroshima that we're really close to nuclear war again.
There's something wrong with them. There's something wrong with all of them. I don't know if they all took the same drugs or whatever it was. It is literally the last thing that they look at, they get afraid of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they want to start fucking moving the country in a way to drive away from their fear of a thing that they're afraid of.
In most ways, she's accused of parroting Russian talking points here. That it has been from the Kremlin throughout the conflict in Ukraine
Russia's
that the
nukes don't
West,
even
the
work
U.S.,
anymore.
that NATO is trying to push Russia by punishing it for invading Ukraine, therefore putting the world on the brink of an atomic conflict. That is what she's saying here, that she's afraid that the, quote, elites want this war. And this is a warning to the U.S. and the West to not punish Russia for not agreeing to a Ukrainian ceasefire, because if Russia is punished, they might have to lash out and we may head up towards the apocalypse. Senator John Kennedy, a Republican, said yesterday when shown this video that he thinks
we have the most lethal military in the history of militaries.
That is true.
So you're just going to let Russia nuke us?
Yeah. Well, that's why we need the Golden Dome, Mikey.
So if Russia is talking about nuking us, we would help Ukraine then, right? Because Russia's a nuclear threat, right?
I mean, one would assume.
So what the fuck are they talking about? Russia's gonna nuke us, so we better abandon Ukraine. Ukraine's already whooping their ass. Wouldn't we just help Ukraine finish whooping their ass? Makes more sense that way, don't you think? Oh, look, those hundreds of thousands of people are fighting. What should we do? Jump them motherfuckers. That's what I said. Hey, what are you talking about? We better bow down. We don't want to be nukified. Shut up, girl. Damn, everybody dumb today. Fuck.
thinks that Gabbard should, quote, change her meds, Catty K. So she's getting some key things that Gabbard should, quote, change her meds. Said yesterday when shown this video, ceasefire, because if Russia is punished, they might have to lash out and we may head up towards the apocalypse. Senator John Kennedy, a Republican, said yesterday when shown this video that he thinks that Gabbard should, quote, change her meds, Catty K. So she's getting some pushback from Republicans, members of her own party. Well, she was a Democrat, but members of the Trump, those who are normally.
She should change her meds.
I think she should change. She let Foghorn Leghorn tell her to change her meds. That's perfect.
All right, Mikey, I got another one for you.
Are bracing for possible protests during this weekend's military parade in our nation's capital.
The so-called No King's Day protests are being planned nationwide. ABC's Perry Russum has the details.
This morning, tanks and armored vehicles now line some streets in the nation's capital, ready to roll for Saturday's military parade. Sources say mounted rocket.
For everybody out there who's like, the only thing I need government to do is fill potholes, this neighborhood is fucked.
Oh yeah,
those tanks are gonna destroy that road. Destroy it.
There is a $10 million budget in this parade to repair the roads after the tanks go by them once.
Gonna destroy that road. That is for residential traffic. They are gonna destroy. They're so heavy, and the rock is gonna get so compromised. Proceed.
Launchers will be on display, along with 6,000 soldiers and a 50 aircraft flyover.
Saturday is going to be a big day in Washington, D.C.
Officials insist the parade is solely to mark the Army's 250th birthday, but the time.
Sure, it fucking is.
Is hard to ignore. Saturday is also President Trump's 79th birthday. He has a warning for any protesters.
And if there's any protester who wants to come out, they will be met with very big force.
One organizer of No King's Day, the president of the American Federation of Teachers, now responding to Trump's threat.
Donald Trump is a bully. And this is, and a lot of times what bullies do and what authoritarians do is they create fear because they are hopeful that in the language that they use, they want in the language that they use to basically bully you into submission, into basically being silent.
Trump's push for a military parade may have been inspired abroad.
Which countries do you think inspired this military parade?
Great Britain, France, Germany. Well, maybe Germany.
Maybe Germany a century ago.
Yeah. Yester century.
I'm gonna say North Korea.
Maybe.
Maybe perhaps Russia. Some of those Baltic states that are really Russian friendly.
Tim, how many Waymo cars have to die before you? Waymo cars, for those who aren't in California or saw it or whatever, they're driverless cars, and they're self-driving taxis, and they're annoying as shit. They fucking bark their little horns all the fucking time. They get lost. They get stuck with traffic cones and shit. They're really just a nuisance. So they fucking lured the Waymo cars into the protest area, and those were the only cars that got damaged. Like, oh, look, there they are. Get them.
In 2017, he attended France's annual Bastille Day celebrations, later calling it...
It was France.
Called it.
One of the greatest parades he'd ever seen. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
France, why are you out there inspiring our president to have parades?
Yeah, way to go.
Anyway, your boy's going to a No King protest on Saturday, No King's Day. There's one happening in the village town green in my humble hamlet.
You know what would be lit? I wish I would have thought of this earlier. 2 blocks away, everybody should have just had a block party.
Oh my God, yes.
And just have fucking loud music, fucking just having a good time, have it be like a second Pride Fest, and put it like parallel to his little thing, and have everybody be over this shit, and no one be over at his shit.
That'd be hilarious. But
just
yeah,
have a
so
bigger party next door. That would piss him off.
We did super chats for a sign on the last episode I did. But I'll bring more than one sign if people want. So super chats for a sign for No King's Day to protest Trump.
That's funny. I'm not going to no fucking protest. I got cop issues of my own over here.
I live in like the middle of fucking nowhere, Connecticut. Trump ain't gonna be there. But I'm sure the village police don't give a fuck.
No.
They ain't calling in the National Guard to fucking Connecticut. And if they do, they won't be here. It'll be like Hartford or Bridgeport or New Haven. New Haven's a sanctuary city. If the National Guard, if Trump's going to federalize the Connecticut National Guard, it'll be in New Haven.
Right.
An hour away from me.
Oh, let me grab our real goat is back. Lawrence O'Donnell. We're going to talk about Musk for a second here. Everybody's favorite. Where's the part that I wanted? And also, oh, you know, let me just grab the let me pull this back. Let me grab that military parade one I had.
I got to talk to my friends here today. This is a record crowd. You never had a crowd this big. That's an honor. You think this?
That's an honor.
Those soldiers were staged.
They had to go there.
Trump had two requirements for the soldiers that were going to be at his little fucking thing here, his speech.
Mm-hmm.
One, they had to share his views, and two, no fatties.
Don't look behind you.
Crowd would have showed up for.
I did notice that. I was like, these are never mind. These kids these days look different than how we used to look when we was that age. We look different.
Biden, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Did you say what? Did you just jeer while you're in uniform?
They're not allowed to do that.
Ooh, yo, boy, let me tell you something. You couldn't get away with this shit. You couldn't get away with this shit, but I was he would have dropped all of your asses. He said, everybody pushing the motherfucking ground. Who clapped? Did I tell you to clap? Oh, hell.
In Los Angeles, the governor of California, the mayor of Los Angeles.
Excuse you?
They're booing elected officials.
They're booing elected officials.
They're incompetent. They were put into the United States and allowed to stay here because we had
These are army peoples.
A grossly unfit president who listened to whoever was operating the auto pen.
Can y'all listen to this drugged up old catheter having motherfucker? Like,
and they allowed these people to stay. And by the way, I've known this guy for a long time. He was never the sharpest bulb, but
never the sharpest bulb. Now, did
What
he
do you
say
want?
that on purpose or by accident? Was he like putting those two things together to be funny, or was he like,
I mean,
that's what he really thinks?
Let's use the rest of the speech as context clues to see if he has that sharp wit.
He wasn't,
or is he a blithering old fucking rambling idiot?
a radical left lunatic. He never dreamt about open borders. He never said that when he was of sound mind, which
Yeah, he's crazy.
Oh yeah.
actually was a very long time ago. So sad what they've done to our country.
Bro,
He's sundowning. Yes, Paul. I agree 100%.
Dude,
people, and they know that, and they're using that to their advantage.
Dude has been president for 6 months now. And he's like, what they did to our country. Dude, it's been 6 months. Fucking fix it.
What's the hold up?
Yeah. You know, when those Q2 numbers come in next month and it's not great.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like, oh, it's the Biden economy.
I can't believe Biden is still with the auto pen behind the scenes.
I was in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE. We brought back $5.1 trillion into our country. And
show me the money.
Yeah, where's that $5.1 trillion?
Where the money at?
That's the yearly federal budget. So come on.
Why are we? You just got $5.1 trillion. Why are we cutting?
Yeah, you put that money into the debt.
Why are we cutting?
$5.1 trillion into the debt.
That's going to lower our interest rate by a lot, right?
Yeah.
So pay it.
Where is
interest
it?
rates going down, right?
Where is it?
All three leaders, they're great leaders. All three said, you are presiding over the hottest country anywhere in the world.
Oh.
And they said the exact same thing. They said 6 months ago, it was the coldest country. I'll tell you.
Okay.
That's how summer and winter work. I don't know if you've ever heard that, but
they're called seasons. The earth is on a tilt.
They're called seasons, bro.
Changed on a date. You know what November 5th was? It was the election of a president that loves you. And
what a horrible reading of the prompter.
That's when it all changed.
And Tom Nichols, you wrote about this speech in your latest piece for The Atlantic, and we're going to read part of it now. You say that President Trump, quote, led soldiers in a display of unseemly behavior that ran contrary to everything the founder of the U.S. Army, George Washington, strove to imbue in the American armed forces. Where is the Army Chief of Staff, General Randy George? You write, will he speak truth to the Commander-in-Chief and put a stop to the assault on the integrity of his troops? Where is the commander of the airborne troops, Lieutenant General Gregory Anderson, or even Colonel Chad Nixon, the base commander? Where is the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Kane? Will any of these men say one word? The top officers of the U.S. military wear eagles or stars on their shoulders that give them great privilege, as befits people who assume responsibility for the defense of the nation and the welfare of their troops. They command the power of life and death itself on the field of battle. But those ranks also carry immense responsibility. If they are truly Washington's heirs, they should speak up now and stand with the first commander-in-chief against the rogue 47th. And Tom.
Bars.
Yeah.
Straight up bars. That was like, that whole speech was disgusting.
Yeah.
And he sounded very confused. He was, I think it was like over an hour.
Well, I mean, that's what he does. He goes up and he does his 60 minutes or whatever, and
He's
sometimes
rambling.
he gets off. He forgets half his set, and then he just sort of.
I can't write the
wanders
set
off.
down. I like freeform. I like freeform.
Starts rambling about stuff that has nothing to do with where he is. I've never been
quarter two numbers.
Yeah, I've never been in any sort of military or ROTC program or anything like that. But the stuff that dude from The Atlantic was saying about Washington is 100% true. George Washington would not have stood for any of that shit.
No.
He was a proper like British soldier who became, an American general, but he was trained in the way of like being a soldier. And
Right.
Trump knows nothing about that.
Trump dodged the draft.
Yeah, he does. He's got bone spurs, guys. He can't serve in the military.
He said my Vietnam was getting through the 80s or getting through the 70s or whatever it was without getting an STD. That was his Vietnam.
Yeah.
So flippant about his dereliction of service. It's so wild.
I mean, some would say maybe Washington was a little bit too obsessed with like decor and being gentlemanly, but like he set the standard for the American military for being not involved in politics and just doing your duty. And Trump is the opposite of that. The complete opposite. He's more about, like I said, the stuff I told you about his requirements for being in that little speech is not false. Those were true things. They only invited soldiers who wanted to be there and wanted to see Trump. Anyone who had political beliefs that were against Trump weren't invited. And he said specifically, that he didn't want any fat soldiers in the camera. So those were real things. So
to kick off their little speech thingy, Hegseth walked out there and talked for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. No one could hear what he was saying on the TV broadcast. So maybe it was going out to the speakers, but he's out there. He's walking out there like he's fucking he honestly looked like a Jericho or Triple H, like walking out doing like a, like a soft promo or something where they walk out in the suit. Like that's what he looked like. And that's how he acted. They struck for a little bit more than he fucking pointing at people. Fucking, I'm just like, dude, why the fuck are you so far away from the fucking microphone? Like, no one has a 3-block walk up. Just come up from behind the stage, brother. What is this? And then like Marine One, the president's helicopter like lands, and then they had to wait for like the rotor blades to like not be like hurricane level. And then Trump starts his little game. I'm like, they thought that this was gonna look so cool in their head.
Yeah.
In their head, that like this is gonna be sweet. Like the fucking chopper comes swooping down, and then I fucking rappel off, and then fucking unclip myself, and I fucking drop this awesome speech, and then I get into my jetpack and I fly off to the moon. Like, fucking grow up, you damn children. And also, stop trying to poison these young soldiers. Like being a soldier is already, it's rough, right? It's a rough thing to sign up for, and it's a rough thing to execute. They don't need to be listening to your dumbass, especially someone who fucking avoided service like the fucking plague. Literally.
Your story really went viral last night, gained a lot of traction, resonated with a lot of people. Tell us more about this argument, because we know in the Trump first term, there were times when the Pentagon defied him, when Secretary of Defense Mattis, others told him no. We're not seeing that around this time around.
Yeah, because those guys got fired.
Yeah, all gone.
all of the generals that Trump wanted in his first cabinet, either got fired or were criminals. Like
oh, sorry.
Mattis and McMaster, they were on Trump's good side until they weren't, man. Until they defied him, and then he was like, "Well, you're fucking fired."
Yeah.
Like, and Flynn was a criminal who got pardoned.
How dare you, Tim?
Lesson from his first term, which is to stack the institutions around him with sycophants and yes men and people who have no real authority in their own right, other than as reflections of the power of Donald Trump. Nonetheless, there are senior military officers who had careers long before there was a Donald Trump in office, and they know this is wrong. They know this is absolutely wrong. Donald Trump led these young men and women in not just an unseemly display, a violation of military decorum and a violation of military regulations. I taught military officers for 25 years. If I had walked into a room like that and led jeers against elected American officials, not only would I have been in trouble, but any military officer who had.
What's the bulletproof glass for?
Yeah, he's on a military base.
What's the glass for?
What's going on over there? And especially if you're leading like booze against the former American president, like Biden was the last commander in chief of the military. It's not just an elected official. He was the person in charge of the military, but 6 months ago.
It's crazy.
I remember last week doing a show and it wasn't so crazy. And I don't know why so much has changed in a week, but Donald Trump is barreling at hypersonic speed towards authoritarian dictatorship.
On purpose.
All he wants to do is declare martial law at this point in California. Like the last time the Marines were sent into quell a protest was what, 40 years ago, 50 years ago?
Yeah, for deseg.
Yeah. And that was also around the same time the last time someone federalized the National Guard of a state.
Mm-hmm.
This dude is out there being a full-on dictator.
Tim, how did you know about the next clip? Oh, muted.
Turns out you were wrong. It was barely clipped at all. It was only 70 billion fucking things.
Yeah, I mean, I was obviously really mad.
Never seen you that mad.
No, I've been mad like that.
I know. I haven't seen
blind Mike.
Always like
losing.
Yeah, 72.
Oh, I thought this was it. Damn it! This is them talking about it.
I
got to go back one more day. Fuck! I hate Dave Portnoy. And I got to go to his fucking channel.
Were we gonna watch a Lawrence O'Donnell clip at some point?
Yeah, but this is funnier. This is funnier. All right, let me just sort by views because I'm pretty sure it's the most viewed one.
While we're talking about this, breaking news: the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, has deployed his National Guard in advance of No King's Day.
Of course. And what are they going to do? Stand around and get hot as shit.
Yeah. Like, these aren't... No King's Day is a pretty peaceful protest. Like, it's organized by a bunch of groups. The group that's organizing the one in Connecticut is called Indivisible, and they do protests, man. Peaceful protests.
Oh. You know what, Tim? I haven't punished you in a while.
Dave Portnoy. What happened with Dave Portnoy? He was doing
I saw
a clip of it. Was he out there doing a pizza review and something happened, and then on their podcast,
Let's get to the clip.
Okay, nothing. Nothing. Silence everything. What do you
First time I've seen this type of head-to-head.
And is this the long one, Rob? This is the 4 minute.
Oh, look, there's Vinny, the guy who went completely red on fucking Pierce Morgan when Hassan laughed in his face. He fucking got so mad. That dude was beat red. He looks not red today.
Yes. So, because Rob, I'll give you some context just to see how it starts. So, there's a guest named Mick who mocked Portnoy by calling him Rabbi Dave, trying to be funny, trying to be whatever, and called out his hypocrisy for condemning anti-Semitic speech while pointing back to Portnoy's own past.
I have to read the fucking definition of Semite one more fucking time.
You're saying way worse, which I'll get into, but this is a clip and how it kind of built up and progressed from there.
Go for it, Rob.
I think right now you probably
nothing. Nothing. Silence everything. What do you ever?
Oh, they didn't play the whole thing.
Every comedian, don't tell a joke about it. Because Dave, that's how the world works. I agree with you.
Go back to your question. When does freedom of speech impinge?
That was your question. No. Fuck you. Nope. You are not good. No. See, this is why you can't trust nobody. Can't trust nobody. Just do it my goddamn self. They're leaving out the part where he completely fucking melted down before that. No. We're getting a full meltdown.
Selectively, they're cherry picking the clip.
Mm-hmm. No, play the full melt. You know who will do?
So Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports has been going through a bit of a legendary crash out these days.
I can trust my man. Yeah, here we go.
Now, to be fair to Dave, pizza from of pizza review, and somebody screamed like "fuck the Jews" or something at him. Okay, now I think that
yes,
they thought maybe it was humor, but I got to be honest, that seems just like anti-Semitism. You can't say "fuck the Jews." It's like, what's the joke? There was no setup. There was no punchline. You're just saying "fuck the Jews," right?
That's not a joke. That's not how jokes work.
I agree with Dave that that's not even really a joke. It's just somebody being an asshole because Dave is Jewish, right? Now, having said that, now the story gets a lot more complicated because he absolutely humiliates himself. So let's walk through it here. He's doing a podcast with some of his coworkers here, and he basically breaks down over the idea of Jew jokes, right? Basically, he seems to indicate they shouldn't even be allowed, right? Okay, let's listen.
If you just want me to ignore it,
don't tell me to shut up. Don't
shut the fuck up, you bald fuck.
Okay, go ahead.
How's that?
Oh, it's kill. I'll never recover from that, Dave. Go ahead, continue. I'll never recover.
Well, you're the one who big boss man, don't tell. I'll tell you, you work for me.
Okay, go ahead,
You
continue.
little bitch. You work for
Continue.
me.
Sure, you bet.
Oh shit!
There you go. Yeah, why'd you cut that out?
You work for me.
Put that on. I'm not putting that on the soundboard because I don't believe that. Like that's not even funny to me.
Boss man, don't tell. I'll tell you, you work for me.
Okay, go ahead,
You
continue.
little bitch. You work for
Continue.
me.
Sure, you bet. For now,
Oh, you
continue.
don't? For now, quit. I don't
Well,
care. I'll
is
save 500 grand.
this a show or not a show? Like, is it a show or not a show? Like, we can't have a conversation?
You're an idiot.
Okay, continue.
You're
Go ahead.
literally saying people should be allowed to make Jew jokes, say whatever they want right fucking now. That's
Yes,
what
I
you're
think
saying.
people should be allowed to make jokes.
So how many motherfucking Jews have to be killed before you stop?
Okay. So if you watch the full podcast too, it becomes clear. It's kind of clear from this clip, but it's clear too in the full podcast. Like he literally thinks any sort of jokes about Jewish people are just off the table. Like can't do it, don't do it. And his reasoning is like, where we're at an extra level of threat now. So like if you do it, you're sort of implicated in that. Like you're feeding that in the exact same podcast.
The same fucking show. Like literally 10 seconds before he fucking flames out.
That he makes this argument. Listen to what he says here.
Gaza, we can do unnamed. You can be live
I'll
in
jump
Gaza.
I'll jump on Greta Van Thorsten or whatever that girl. She's sailing there, like whoever that fucking. I hope they hit a fucking a missile on her boat.
Well, I hope
they hit a missile.
So in the same.
What the fuck?
I
What the fuck, Dave?
Listen, I go to plenty of open mics where both Jewish and non-Jewish comedians make jokes about Jewish people.
Same podcast, he says, Jew jokes are just off the table because Jews are under threat right now, so therefore they got to be off the table completely. In the same podcast, he says that. He jokes about the IDF shooting a missile at Greta's aid flotilla, bringing food to starving people in Gaza. So jokes at the expense of people who are pro-Palestine and Palestinians in general, totally fine. You can joke about literally killing them and shooting a missile at them. But any Jew joke is off the table and not allowed because we're in hyper threat right now. Shit. Well, if you're in hyper threat, what about Palestinians? What about Palestinians? How many people died on October 7th? What was the number? It was about 1,000, 1,200, right? And minimum 50,000 Palestinians are dead, 90% of which are innocent civilians. The real number is literally over 200,000 Palestinians are dead, by the way. So if any Jewish jokes are off the table, well, for shit sure, any Palestinian jokes need to be off the table, right? Or any Muslim jokes have to be off, right? Right? No. So in the same fucking podcast, jokes at the expense of Jewish people are off the table because we're under
and also, I own you, you bald bitch. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
yeah. Also, let me just fucking kick the shit out of my fucking employee over here for no reason because I'm flaming the fuck out. Tim, women shouldn't be in charge in politics because they're not, their emotions.
They're too emotional.
They're just
too
so
emotional.
goddamn hysterical. They can't control themselves.
Do you think, and this is slightly off topic because you brought this up. Do you think that if Elon and Trump were women, they could have had any more of an emotional reaction? Like,
bro, they said Kamala was laughing too hard.
Right. But Elon and Trump literally had a fucking public breakup. Like they're the Real Housewives.
And the girls are fighting, aren't they?
Oh my God, you got that? That's hilarious.
We're back, baby.
That's hilarious.
And the girls are fighting, aren't they?
Yo, AOC had it 100%, man. 100%.
I'm gonna turn that up actually.
Because the girls were Did you see that Elon fucking apologized?
That's in the Lawrence O'Donnell clip. But
Oh,
we're gonna
that's
get
the
to that.
Lawrence O'Donnell clip?
Yeah. Let's
Oh
see
my
if there's
God.
any more of the flame out here. Let's see.
jokes have to be off the table, right? Listen to what he said back when he was talking about, remember Colin Kaepernick?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Who lived for it?
Uh-oh.
When he would take a knee during the national anthem to protest police abuse against unarmed black people. Listen to what he said here.
Kaepernick not standing for the national anthem. This has become a huge story. So I'm going to say something that's racist, but I don't think it's racist. I don't think if you think something and don't say or act upon it, you.
Oh my god. This is I'm not racist, but.
Uh-oh.
You can be called a racist.
But you're saying it. But you're going to say it.
I'm going to say it. When I heard this story, I didn't read it. I didn't know why he was saying there. I was like, oh, he's an ISIS guy. Like, that was my original thought. Because he kind of looks like.
He is very confusing. He is very confusing. I'll give you
sports, but
these are the guys who are influencing everybody.
Are these guys part of the fucking manosphere?
Mm-hmm.
God, what the fuck is going on? What's wrong with our country? The men in this country are not okay.
They're not okay.
They don't know how to act like human fucking beings. I don't get it. I don't get it. And the people that fucking comment on our show, they're like, oh, you guys are weak soy boys or whatever. Whatever, bro. I'm not so wrapped up in my shit that I care about what you think about my masculinity.
There's a certain person in my family that always has some weird shit to say about me. And my mom let me know about it. And I was like, you know what drives them crazy? And she's like, huh? And I'm like, I won't defend myself against them because I don't feel like it's an even match. And that drives them crazy. I just let them talk. And it drives them insane.
Just get some fucking therapy. Get your shit together.
Yeah.
Stop worrying so much about what other people think about you.
Be a man and live your own life, maybe.
that.
Go ahead, grab on this thing.
Wait, you thought he was not standing for the national anthem because he wanted to like kill all Americans?
No, I thought he maybe had some terrorist Arabic.
All
right, listen, maybe it was like on Palestine's side or something.
Colin Kaepernick. Colin fucking Kaepernick. He thought Kaepernick was fucking
jokes
ISIS?
about Jews. No, you bitch. You work for me.
I don't know, man.
He is first team all racial confusion. I don't know what's going on there.
He has the beard.
It's not crazy.
He's got a Jufro. Like he's got Jufro.
Jufro, terrorist beard, terrorist skin.
Yeah.
It's confusing.
So I didn't give much thought of it. I was like, why wouldn't he stand? I'm not.
That's wild. That's
They
wild.
should hit her with a missile.
Like, oh, he's not. He thinks black people, which I guess he's black.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so I didn't know that. I thought he was Arabic. So when I think an Arab person is not standing for the national anthem, I go terrorist right away. This can't be held against me. It's just how my brain works. You can't say someone's. I don't think I would never do anything, but that's how my brain works. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest.
I can't laugh at you because I went down this road with Al Jazeera. Sometimes your brain just goes terrorism, and so Dave's is Colin Kaepernick, mine is Al Jazeera. It just happens, Dan. It just happens.
No, I just like this new. It used to be, I got a black friend. I'm not racist. Now we're doing. You can't hold my racist brain against me.
Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells. No offense to the Japs, but they ran a trick like.
So if you're keeping score, you're not allowed to make any jokes that involve Jews, but you are allowed to joke about murdering pro-Palestine people like Greta, and you are allowed to joke about Arabs, Muslims, Palestinians, imply that they're all terrorists. That you're allowed to do. Look,
no, you're not.
No,
you're not allowed to do that. So don't do that. If you're under the sound of our voices, do not do this shit. Do not. I repeat, do not.
It's not even even remotely acceptable to be like, I thought Colin Kaepernick was taking a knee because he's a terrorist sympathizer or whatever. He's got terrorist, what do you say, a terrorist beard and a terrorist skin?
Terrorist skin.
What the fuck, bro?
But he's not racist.
Yeah, and to start that whole rant with, I'm not racist, but.
Right.
That's, when everyone says, I'm not racist, or I'm not sexist, or I'm not whatever, but they're going to say something that completely contradicts the first statement they made. Because they're trying to qualify as, this is a racist thought that I have, but I'm not racist.
This is a racist thought that I have, but I don't want to be held accountable for it. Can you let me slide? Can this piece of my little racist speech be shoved under the radar. I put it in the private chat, Tim. I'll let you do the Lawrence O'Donnell clip.
Okay.
I gotta go check on her real quick.
Okay.
She is she's doing something, and I'm not sure exactly what it is, so I need to go check it. Last time she was climbing up onto the end table to take my records and frisbee them onto the couch. And I was like,
well,
if you do not put Michael Jackson's Thriller, Maynard Ferguson Greatest Hits, and my Lupe Fiasco Food and Liquor Part 1, like you or the Cool, like you have to put those down. Those are all classics. Classics. She was about to get to my Faust. I have a Faust. I have an opera of Faust on vinyl. And she was just about to get, I was like, no, you get down. And she's like, one more throw. I was like, ah. But I will let you begin.
All right.
Is sorry. Elon Musk is sorry. Elon Musk, for the first time in his life of public derangement, is publicly saying he went too far. We've been reporting to you for months now that Elon Musk went too far, and the very first thing he did in government, which was to take food away from starving babies, from starving families in the middle of a famine in Sudan, and to take food away from starving people around the world who could always count on getting some food, and in many cases, enough food, in most cases actually, enough food to survive, and getting that food from us, from the United States of America, from the United States Agency for International Development, and we were always proud to deliver that food. Starving people usually didn't know where the food was coming from, but we did. And we were proud to be able to feed the starving people of the world with the surplus of food that this country has been producing for more than 100 years. The Great Plains became the breadbasket of the world when this country started producing more food than we could consume. And in the 20th century, and the United States proudly sent its first food relief shipment across an ocean in 1847, bound for Ireland to deliver famine relief there. And it wasn't enough, but it was something. Millions of Irish children and adults still starved to death. But the United States tried. The United States tried to help and did help. We sent food. We allowed Irish immigrants to come to this country where they could find work and food and never risk starvation again. And Elon Musk knew none of that history. Elon Musk never asked how many starving children were waiting for that food when he personally ordered a complete shutdown of the delivery of that food, which is now rotting in warehouses around the world. Elon Musk wanted the food to rot instead of delivering it to starving children and starving people. Elon Musk went way too far in shutting down the delivery of food to the starving around the world, the delivery of medicine, life-saving medicine to AIDS.
This is what he's sorry for? He's sorry for, like, fucking up USAID?
AIDS patients in Africa who have no other source of life-saving medicine. And so, yes, Elon Musk went too far. He went so far as to kill 300,000 people, because there's nothing else you can call it when you take food away from starving people. The latest estimate is 300,000 deaths.
That's a lot.
And there is no one else in American history who is personally responsible for the death of 300,000 people. No one person is personally responsible for 300,000 people dying in American history except Elon Musk.
Tons, that's right.
By one decision. But Elon Musk is not sorry about that. He's sorry, but he's not sorry about that. Elon Musk is not sorry about one death of one starving baby or the death of thousands of starving babies. Elon Musk doesn't think that that was going too far. Elon Musk invaded the Social Security Administration and may have obtained personal data on you and 300 million Americans. And he may be in possession of that personal data tonight as a private citizen, but he's not sorry about that. Elon Musk doesn't think his invasion of Social Security was going too far. In the middle of the night last night, when everyone in America not working a night shift was in bed at 3:04 a.m., Elon Musk tweeted, "I regret some of my posts about President Donald Trump last week. They went too far. They went too far." Elon Musk thinks that was going too far.
He thinks that telling everyone what they already knew about Trump and the Epstein files was too far. Is that what's going on here? Like, what was too far?
When Bill Gates, the former richest person in the world, said that Elon Musk was the richest man in the world, killing the world's poorest children, Elon Musk did not tweet, "I regret killing the poorest children in the world. I went too far." And Elon Musk did not sue Bill Gates for saying that. Elon Musk did not say Bill Gates was wrong. The only person who Elon Musk regrets harming, the only person in the world he regrets harming now, is Donald Trump.
What? Elon said, "I'm sorry"?
I regret what I did.
It went too. Some of the things I said were too far. We already knew about the Epstein stuff, bro. Everyone already knew.
Kash Patel is the only person who didn't know.
And he found out, so.
And now he's lying actively. Did you see him
After killing
Joe Rogan?
No.
All right, hold on.
hundreds of thousands of people, that's what Elon Musk regrets. He regrets his tweets. And I know just how unbelievable this sounds, that the richest person in the world spent his time killing the poorest people in the world. But Bill Gates is an expert at saving lives in Africa. Bill Gates has devoted his life after stepping down from Microsoft to try to save lives in Africa, trying to stop the spread of malaria, trying to deliver clean water supplies and healthcare and mosquito nets and medical services and every single detail that supports public health among the most deprived people in the world. And the best estimates by the experts who Bill Gates knows, who know exactly what USAID was doing in Africa and around the world, now say that 300,000 people have died or will soon die because of what Elon Musk did to them by taking food away and taking medicine away. And the Washington news media does not care. Not one reporter in or around the White House or anywhere else who has had a chance to question Elon Musk has asked him about what it feels like to be the richest person in the world, killing the world's poorest children. They do not care. And because they don't care, because that news media does not care, they have added to this sensation of unbelievability about the behavior of the richest person in the world being far worse than the worst James Bond movie villain.
Yo, that's so true about the media. They don't give a shit. They don't care.
They haven't said shit. They haven't said a goddamn peep.
Nope. Fucking Jake Tapper's out there platforming
Dr. Calvin.
Like, he's right. I mean, Lawrence O'Donnell's right. You can't
From
say
North
that he's wrong.
South Texas Tech.
That has ever been imagined. There is no way to get through a Washington press corps more concerned today with last year's presidential campaign than they are with Donald Trump and Elon Musk killing children in Africa. There's no way to get through to them. And so when you hear just one person talking about it, you have a right to find it hard to believe. You have a right to wonder about
Pause. Hey, Michael, were you on that jazz trip where we met Maynard Ferguson, or was that after you graduated? What the actual fuck? Are you kidding me? He was cool as hell and taught a really good improv class.
and told us all to quit smoking.
You know what? I don't know what I did in the previous life to deserve this, but this is some dog shit. I did get to meet John Faddis, and John Faddis he's up there. He's on my Mount Rushmore for trumpeters. But I mean, really, y'all got the. I mean, fucking, why not? We give y'all fucking everything. You get a new high school. You get to fucking meet Maynard Ferguson. You all get Corvettes on graduate. Like, fuck off. I'm so sick of every fucking year after me getting sweeter. I'm really happy for you guys. That sounds like a badass trip. But I'm mad that I didn't get to go because I was gone already.
Angry man yells at cloud.
Damn it.
You have a right to think that at some basic level there are limits to human cruelty, but we know that there are not. We have learned that time and again throughout history. Most of us grew up with an eye on unlimited human cruelty occurring somewhere else. When we learned about Hitler's death camps and the mechanized extermination of 6 million Jews, we could think that unlimited human cruelty is not American and could never be American, but it is now. And Elon Musk doesn't regret it. Elon Musk doesn't think he went too far. He regrets some of his posts, some of his tweets about Donald Trump, but he doesn't say which ones, and so we're left to wonder. Does he only regret the posts he deleted, like the one saying that Donald Trump was in the Epstein files, thereby associating the President of the United States with a convicted pedophile who killed himself in federal prison? It's not the first time Elon Musk has played around with accusations about pedophilia. When some kids were trapped in a flooded cave in Thailand in 2018, Elon Musk leapt forward with suggestions about how to save them that turned out to be impossible. And people who were experts about it knew they were impossible. And then Elon Musk decided to attack the person who actually knew how to save those kids and eventually did come up with a successful plan to save those kids. Elon Musk decided to call that man, whose name I will keep out of this discussion right now, the pedo guy. And when he was sued for that lie, Elon Musk's defense was it was a joke. And to save himself from a legal judgment against him, Elon Musk publicly said, "I apologize." Elon Musk said that word apologize to save what could truly have been a massive legal judgment against him. And so Elon Musk leaves us to wonder, has he now admitted to being a pathological liar who will throw around pedophilia as part of his pathological lying about anyone, as someone whose public statements can never be trusted? Is that what he's telling us? Or
that is exactly what Elon is saying over there. I'm surprised. What is prompting Elon to walk all this back? What's going on over here? Is the threat of his government contracts being canceled? Or here's what it is.
What you think?
He's not getting the children in the divorce.
No one said, you know what, I'm out of here and I'm taking my friends with me. And like 3 people came.
Right. Like he's like, I'm quitting, guys. Who's with me? And like one person stood up and he's like, anyone else?
Seriously.
Anyone.
Speak
Come
now.
on. Don't all stand up at once, guys.
I have emeralds in my pockets. If you want to be my friend.
And is everyone decided that they all wanted to be Trump's friend and not Elon's friend? And Elon's like, ah, shit. I thought this was going to go different.
And that Tesla board is like, motherfucker, you were supposed to be getting us a sweeter deal with the American government, and you are still fucking it up.
Because that's what it sounds like here. It sounds like Elon realized that nobody actually likes him.
Yep.
And having the president not like him is a big problem for him. Because no one's going to side with Elon on this, even though they're both fucking wrong here. They're both terrible.
Yes, they're both bad.
Elon's from South Africa, so
you say your ass is going. You and them farmers about to be back in South Africa.
Yeah, he's an immigrant, and we don't like those currently.
He said that's okay. As soon as Holman was like, "Where is Elon at?"
Yeah, where
is
he?
he?
Where are his coordinates currently?
What's your location, Elon?
Is Elon Musk telling us that he really does know something about Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, and he is now going to cover up that truth for Donald Trump? Those are our only choices here. That's it. It's one or the other. And either way, it means that Elon Musk is willing to lie whenever it is convenient for him, and all future statements by Elon Musk should be evaluated as statements made by a now publicly admitted liar. And they are statements made by the person who Bill Gates says is the world's richest man, killing the world's poorest children. And in Elon Musk's now desperate, knee-bent subservience to Donald Trump, he has decided to side with Donald Trump on what's happening in Los Angeles. Elon Musk retweeted a post that said, without Twitter, a majority of Americans would think Los Angeles was peaceful and public support would be against President Trump.
Wait, he's out there retweeting fucking Charlie Kirk?
Bro, they're all Nazis together.
Yo, I haven't been on X in a while. That looks fucking wild.
It's straight up full on dark MAGA, as they say.
God damn.
Twitter is where the truth lives. That is a lie. Los Angeles is peaceful. Los Angeles has been peaceful every single day since the TV cameras were turned on a driverless electric car that was set on fire by a small group of protesters in a downtown section of Los Angeles where no one goes on.
Waymo went up, baby.
Los Angeles was completely peaceful that day except for that one little fire. And a fire is not a riot and does not disrupt a city. More than 99% of Los Angeles has been peaceful every single minute
guys.
Since protests began in Los Angeles on Friday. Rupert Murdoch's pathologically lying propaganda channel has a banner up there tonight saying that Los Angeles is in its 6th day of rioting. Los Angeles has not had one day of rioting, not 1 hour of rioting, not one moment of rioting. One burning car is not a riot. We've seen more than that after big championship games in Los Angeles and elsewhere around the country. So Elon Musk is now back lying to benefit Donald Trump and lying about Los Angeles. The drivers of Los Angeles made Elon Musk rich. Tesla sales took off when wealthy Los Angeles liberals started buying the car before anyone else did. And then other wealthy California liberals all over the state started buying Teslas. And the money from California liberals made Elon Musk the richest person in the world. And he took that money and he gave that money to Donald Trump to make him president. And last week, Elon Musk tweeted taking credit for electing Donald Trump by providing the money that Donald Trump needed to win. And that is as legitimate a claim of credit for how that election was decided as any other that you will hear. How an election was won or lost.
For a person impersonator in the chat, this is Lawrence O'Donnell.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the 10 p.m. Eastern time host. He's just after prime time.
He's after Rachel Maddow.
Yeah, he's after... Well, Maddow only does 1 day a week now. She's a part-time.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But yeah, he's like, you know, he's the kind of replacement for like dudes like Olbermann. I mean, he worked at MSNBC the same time Olbermann did, but he got Olbermann's time slot, I think.
Goodbye and good luck.
Lost is always actually a theory. There is never a single proof. But Elon Musk has a good case to make. And so what you're seeing in Los Angeles, the Trump attempted invasion of Los Angeles, was in effect paid for by Tesla money, paid for by Elon Musk getting Donald Trump elected to be the first president of the United States to order Marines to deploy against the law in America. We haven't seen the Marines yet in Los Angeles because someone seems to know it's against the law for them to try to patrol the streets of Los Angeles in any way and in any capacity.
Their officers.
It is also against the law for the federalized National Guard. makes them federal troops, not state National Guard troops. It is against the law for those federalized troops to participate in arrests. And they are now admitting to doing that, not realizing apparently that it is against the law. The commander in charge, Major General Scott Sherman, told the Associated Press today that National Guard troops already have temporarily detained civilians in the Los Angeles protests over immigration raids, but they quickly turned them over to law enforcement. He said those temporary detentions were in the past few days, and there haven't been many recently as things have calmed down in the city. The troops do not participate in the actual arrests or law enforcement activities and instead immediately let go of the person once police get them under control or put them in handcuffs. That means the troops actually do participate in the arrests. If you detain a person for another law enforcement official, you have indeed participated in the arrest. That makes it very likely that all of those.
So, fuck, man. This whole situation is so fucked up. Trump is using the military to try and arrest people. Now, the Marines apparently know better.
Yes.
But the
They are
National
not
Guard
authorized to arrest people.
Right. They're not law enforcement officers. They're
Correct.
They're soldiers.
The
They're
only
not
time you're allowed to arrest people is because they've committed they've broken the law and they need to be detained and brought before a judge so that a judge might render judgment on that person. Soldiers are not part of that. They are not part of that criminal justice pipeline at all.
Yeah.
They don't have a job here. They can't arrest you.
Yeah, that's boy. Fun fact about Lawrence O'Donnell. He was a consultant and writer on the West Wing.
Oh, that is fun fact.
Yeah. And he also served as a staffer in Congress for a number of years, which is why he consulted on the West Wing.
You ready for your pineapple?
All right, yeah, Mikey, give it to me.
It's happening.
Old cash pineapple.
And we will never be able to convince everyone.
Okay, let's get into that. So
let's get into it, shall we?
What did you think before you got in office? Did you think that Epstein was murdered?
No.
No suspicion at all of it?
But I have a different background, right?
Right.
So I was a public defender back in the day. I used to spend a lot of
We do not care.
time in jail and a lot of time in segregated housing units, shoes as we call them, right? And so, and I've known people that have committed suicide in these cells. And I know how you get in, how you get out, who works the system. And so the way, based on public information at the time, that
First suicide in this facility in over 21 years.
that he ended up the pictures and him hanging himself. I was like, man, that guy killed himself. There's just no way that you could have run an op and had people go into that cell and not have any video of it and not have any people come out and say, hey, yeah, I saw that guy. He shouldn't have been there, the guard or.
FBI said he's two broken Get out of here. Two broken cameras outside cell where Epstein died.
This guy, there's just no access points into places like this in the detention center he was in, which I've been in.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but what I was told, what I'd read was that
Now Joe Rogan is dumb as shit. But he is very curious. And he got curious about Epstein when he died and kind of dug into all this shit already. Let's see how Cash Pineapple does against the curiosity of Joe Rogan's ADHD.
the guards were not paying attention or were sleeping.
Well,
what? It says here, Bureau of Prison staff faulted for serious failures and lead up to Jeffrey Epstein's suicide. Uh-oh.
Right?
Yeah, and in short...
And both of those articles were from Reuters, for those people who want to fucking say that it's bullshit.
Order, you'll see it.
Is that correct?
Well, it's hard to surmise that from a video, right? Like,
right.
Where they like, you know, and look.
Who really knows what's true and what's not true?
Who knows? Nobody knows.
Do guards doze off on the night shift? Yeah. But no one can get in to the cell. And if they had gotten into the cell, you would see it.
But we were told that the cameras were down.
Well, I don't know who said that.
You said it because you're in charge of the FBI. That's what the FBI said, dude. Don't you remember?
But that was in the news.
We're giving you all the footage we have.
So why?
But the cameras are broken, Cash.
Yeah, there's no footage if
There's
you
no
don't have the
footage
camera.
because it's broke. Remember?
Wasn't that released like immediately? Why did this speculation escalate?
I think you'd have to ask whoever the attorney general back then was, Bill Barr.
Did you ever see? Do you remember that?
Jeffrey Epstein, jail CCTV erased by technical errors.
And that's from the BBC, Mikey?
Huh.
That HBO autopsy
That
show.
liberal rag?
Dr. Michael Baden. He's a famous forensic
I don't think I've seen
scientist. So he's a pathologist, and he reviewed the case, and it was his determination that it was a homicide.
Oh, he's got one of those butane torch lighters. I was like, is there a dragon in the room?
Because of the way his neck was broken.
Mhm.
And what he said was it was indicative of a ligature strangulation. And it was
Joe remembers that part of the documentary.
because of the positioning on the
That's
neck.
one of Joe's
the marks
kinks.
were that it wasn't indicative of someone hanging by their weight,
Very Carradine of him.
which had been higher on the chin. And there's a specific break of the bones and the vertebrae that's
So pretty much the middle of his neck is broken versus up where the knot would be if you were hanging yourself. So it's like he had a broken neck, but not from a hanging death, but from a yanking death.
consistent with someone who is just strangled to death.
I haven't seen it. I'll definitely take a look at it because that's.
I think he has that like a button in his pocket, and like every time it buzzes, he has to say that exact sentence. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah, I think that Cash has like maybe he's got a he's got a string that you pull.
Like Woody.
Yeah. I don't know, but I'll look into it.
I don't know, but somebody's poisoned the water hole.
There's a snake in my boot.
Reach for the sky.
Part of my job.
You
But
haven't seen that?
The report on
Yeah.
that? No, I haven't looked at that.
Did you see any? What
You got out researched by Joe Rogan?
Yeah, come on, bro. Joe Rogan doesn't even he's too high to know what he's talking about half the time.
One Joe Rogan rabbit hole has out researched the FBI director. What the fuck, man?
was there any other autopsy done other than the official one?
Not to my knowledge, but if there was, you'll get it. And that's what we're doing.
See if you can find that Dr.
I don't know, but I'll look into it.
Do you remember that show, the HBO show?
No.
Pretty cool show.
Yeah.
So this
No,
guy, Dr. Michael
I don't
Baden,
remember.
he had a long career of catching murderers, exhuming bodies, finding trace amounts of poisons, different kinds of things. And it was a crazy show, like all these wild ways.
Well, I love watching shows and I spend a lot of time on planes.
Yeah, it was an old show. It was a
Okay.
show like from the early 2000s, I believe. But this guy was like, this very well-respected forensic scientist who would
Uh-huh.
analyze these bodies, and it was his determination that he was murdered.
Yeah. And my job, going back to the core of what I've been doing since I studied Russiagate, was to get and
Right.
is to get everybody the information.
There were no Russians trying to influence our election
None.
at all. Russiagate, I mean, 100%.
Russia.
I mean, did they ever find any evidence that
They did. The FBI did. Bill Barr did. There was a whole fucking special investigation. Does anyone remember?
I think we're the only two people that remember it happening? It's like, yeah, they found them.
Yeah.
And then Facebook paid a bunch of money because they shouldn't have let them fucking buy ads and target people like that.
There was a
It
whole
happened.
There was a special prosecutor and everything, and they had a report. It's a book now. You can go out and buy it. It's on Amazon right now. And it said that the Trump administration was either too dumb or they didn't know. But the Russians definitely interfered. Like the Trump administration were patsies for the Trump administration was patsy for the Russians.
Hey, remember that great dime? Russia, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Are we all right?
What, half of his fucking campaign people were illegal agents for different
Yes.
Russian countries. Like, come on, guys. Michael Flynn and his son, who went to jail and who's now fucking touring the country, spouting Russian talking points, and he's part of the manosphere too. It's all one big fucking grift.
I don't understand. And also, I just realized our chat isn't moving, or no one said anything in 19 minutes. But I find that
It's StreamYard that the chat is broken. The YouTube
and
chat
also,
is
I
still
just realized
going.
our chat isn't moving. There we go. Oh, okay. I'll just open it up in another window. Sorry, y'all. We weren't ignoring you, but
Paul Manafort.
Yeah.
The dude went to jail for it.
That's because he's a criminal.
He's a criminal because he was violating the Espionage Act. He was Trump's campaign manager.
What does that have to do with anything?
When did you get here? Epstein's autopsy points to homicide. Pathologist hired by brother claims. New York.
No, that's New York Times. I don't listen to them because they're also a bunch of lying sacks of shit.
City medical examiner strongly
40
disputed the
beheaded
claim that
babies.
the evidence from the
Front
autopsy
page.
suggested strangulation. So let's go to by the way, this is the New York Times and they never lie. Private pathologist Dr. Michael Madden said the morning TV show Fox and Friends, Mr. Epstein experienced a number of injuries, among them a broken bone in his.
Like, look at how naked his fucking bias is. Well, I know I referenced this whole story and I was using it against you, but let's together laugh about. Well, we both don't believe this network, but let's read on anyway. Like, which one is it, Joe? Which one is it? Because you can't be a conspiracy theorist and have citations. You got to pick one. You got to pick one.
Mike, you have a little bit of breaking news. U.S. Senator Alex Padilla from California was forcibly removed from a press conference in Los Angeles by Kristi Noem.
Can we find that?
It was 4 minutes ago, so maybe.
Okay.
Let me
We'll
look.
let the idiots rag on here.
Neck that are extremely unusual in suicidal hangings and could occur much more commonly in homicidal strangulation. I think the evidence points to homicide rather than suicide, said Dr. Baden, who observed the autopsy done by city officials. Dr. Baden, a former New York City medical examiner and a Fox News contributor, said, I have not seen in 50 years where that occurred in suicidal hanging case. Findings by Dr. Baden were strongly disputed by the city's chief medical examiner, Dr. Barbara Sampson, who previously ruled that Mr.
Oh, there's a video, Mikey. I'm going to share it right now. Uh-oh. Where'd Mikey go? It's just me. He's gone. I'm still here. Mikey left. Well, I'll play the video anyway. Present. Share. Oh, can we do this? Am I like... do I want to be the news anchor? There we go. Or this one. Or we'll do that one. Hold on, let me make sure that... Am I still in the show? I'm still in the show. I just have to make sure the show is still running. Let's play the clippy clip.
I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the secretary because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your heads off.
How many of our ICE agents have been doxxed for doing their duty?
Wow, he did literally just get thrown out of there.
Alex Padilla. I have questions for the secretary because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals
thrown out a
that you're
senator
rotating on your heads off.
Damn.
How many of our
That's messed up. Yeah, Mikey got booted. Hey, it's the Tim show now. Damn, throwing out a U.S. senator from a press conference. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, Mikey's gone, so let's talk about him. I'm tired of him bossing everybody around. He works for me, goddammit. Won't let Mikey into the StreamYard. Uh-oh. So while we wait for Mikey and his technical difficulties, I got one more video to watch. And let's see. This is old head Pete Hegseth. Drinky McDrinkerson testifying in front of the U.S. Senate.
Senator Murphy, you're up.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Secretary, for being here today. I wanted to build on some of the questions that Senator Schatz was asking, just to try to build a fact predicate for some of the tough spending decisions we're going to have to make here. Just to confirm, I heard you say with respect to the gift of the plane from Qatar that we do not yet have a signed MOU with the government of Qatar. Is that right?
Correct. We're in the process of working through that.
And did you also say we don't have a signed contract with the company that is going to do the work? Or did you say that we have a contract, you're just not willing to disclose the terms?
The terms should not be disclosed of anything related to an aircraft of this type.
So in 2018, when the contract was signed with Boeing to do the upgrades or the new contracts for Air Force One, the terms of that contract were disclosed. They were made public. In fact, it was the Trump administration that issued a press release giving the total as $3.9 billion. Are you saying this time around, even after you sign the contract, you're not going to make public any of the terms of the contract?
I wasn't involved in that previous administration decision, but we're happy to take a look.
The Air Force testified before the House that that contract would likely deliver the new Air Force Ones by the 2028 timeframe. It doesn't stand to reason that you will be able to retrofit the plane from Qatar much sooner than 2028. So I'm trying to understand what the gap is that we're trying to fill. If this contract ends up being $500 million and the gap only ends up being 6 months, that doesn't sound like a wise investment for this committee to make.
Senator, I would defer to the expertise of the Air Force as far as timing of modifications and when that would happen, but there's also been delay after delay after delay on the Boeing side, so I don't know that's a firm fixed date
I wouldn't be taking any airplanes from Boeing right now.
Can be counted on.
So obviously the underlying question here is what is going to happen to the plane at the end of Trump's presidency. The president said on May 12th that this plane would be transferred to his presidential library at the end of his term. Is that your understanding of what is going to happen to this plane?
The president said that. That's my understanding, although I would look at what comes out in the MOU.
But why would we ask the American taxpayer to spend upwards of $1 billion on a plane that would then only be used for a handful of months and then transferred directly to the president? That doesn't sound like a wise use of taxpayer dollars.
A lot of the capabilities, as you know, Senator, of that particular platform are and should remain classified. So there are reasons why you might modify, even for a short period of time, an aircraft to ensure the safety and security of the President of the United States.
But when do you believe that those upgrades would be made? How long would the president have it before it got transferred to his personal possession?
That would be a determination of the Air Force that would take hold of it and make those modifications within whatever time window they believe gets it to the place where it need to be.
Yeah, I think this is extraordinary, Mr. Chairman. We're talking about a pretty massive investment of appropriations dollars into a plane that the Secretary is saying is currently planned to be transferred personally to the president. There's a lot of other pending needs that we need to fund. This would seem to be low on the list. Mr. Secretary, one final question. Obviously, you know that there is a concern in the public about a double standard that is applied to protest, sometimes protest that turns violent. The president, when he came into office, issued pardons to the individuals that attacked the United States Capitol, including those individuals who beat savagely police officers. You have deployed the National Guard and readied Marines in a way that many people think is unnecessary given the state and the local resources. So maybe let me ask the question this way so that you can assuage people's concerns that there is a double standard. The National Guard was deployed here on January 6th, and that was a decision made by the Department of Defense. Do you support that decision? Do you believe that that was the right decision to deploy the National Guard to defend the Capitol on January 6th?
All I know is it's the right decision to be deploying the National Guard in Los Angeles to defend ICE agents who deserve to be defended in the execution.
Dumbass is not answering the question. Because he can't answer the question. He can't say they should have deployed the National Guard on January 6th. He can't say that. That would get him fired.
Execution of their jobs.
But I think it's important to know whether you think it was also important to have the National Guard defending the United States Capitol when there were violent protesters here on the president's behalf, to make sure that folks know that you care about protest, whether it's...
The question here is, does Pete Hegseth believe that they were violent protesters or peaceful tourists just out for a stroll of the Capitol building?
Against the president or on behalf of the president?
Senator, I was in the Washington, D.C. National Guard when that happened and was initially ordered to go guard the inauguration of Joe Biden. But because of the politicization of the Biden administration, my orders were revoked. And ultimately, because of the politics that were being played inside.
It's not about the inauguration, bro. He's talking about January 6th, not January 20th.
Defense Department by the previous administration.
But do you support the decision made on January 6th to send the National Guard here to defend
I support
the
the decision that President Trump made and requesting the National Guard that was denied.
So you do not.
President Trump
you do not support the
requested
decision.
support
You do not
for the
support
National
the
Guard
decision
in
to
advance
send the National
and was
Guard here
denied.
to defend the Capitol. I think that speaks to the worry that many Americans have that there is a double standard, that you are not willing to defend against attacks made on our democracy by supporters of the president.
Boy, Pete Hegseth, he's a card. He's a card. I don't think Mikey's coming back. I think that there has been a technical error on maybe StreamYard's end. So, it's about time to end the show anyway. So, like and subscribe, patreon.com/thebinpodcast, or become a member on the YouTube channel. We need to get to 1,000 subs. So subscribe, create fake accounts and subscribe that way. Do whatever it is you can. Get your friends. Yeah, Mikey got yeeted. He's gone. It's just us now. Anyway, patreon.com/binpodcast. Become a patron. We have a free tier. There are other tiers too. You can subscribe, do whatever. Thanks for all the super chats. We had super chats from Tim Ballin and Kay and Chris C or John C. More from Kay and Greg. So we'll see you tonight for Unbox Politics, and maybe we'll talk about some more of this Pete Hegseth nonsense. So until then, I'm gonna hit the button.